Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the baseball world lately, and trust me, it's a doozy. So, Chris Sale, the Braves left-hander, gets ejected before a game against the Yankees, and no one's really given a clear reason why, at least not right away. Personally, I think this is one of those moments where the drama off the field almost overshadows the game itself. What makes this really interesting is that Sale wasn't even pitching in the game. He gets tossed before he even steps onto the mound. From my perspective, this raises a deeper question: what exactly happened here, and why is it such a big deal? Now, let's rewind a bit. The day before, there's this disputed balk call involving Sale. With the score tied at 2, Spencer Jones on third, and Austin Wells at the plate, the third base umpire, Dan Merzel, says Sale twitched his right leg before declaring he was throwing from the windup. Merzel then awards Jones home plate, giving the Yankees a 3-2 lead. One thing that immediately stands out is how technical this call is. According to crew chief Dan Bellino, Sale is considered a hybrid pitcher, which means he has to declare whether he's pitching from the windup or the stretch. Traditional pitchers don't have to do this. What many people don't realize is that this rule is pretty specific, and it's not something that comes up often. It's like finding a needle in the rulebook. What this really suggests is that umpires are paying super close attention to these technicalities, especially in high-stakes games like Braves versus Yankees. In my opinion, this is where the human element of the game clashes with the rulebook. Sale and Braves manager Walt Weiss argue for several minutes, and Weiss ends up getting ejected too. This is Weiss' first ejection as the Braves manager, which just adds another layer of drama. If you take a step back and think about it, this whole situation is a perfect storm of tension, technicalities, and tempers flaring. Now, let's talk about Sale's history with ejections. This is his 4th ejection in his career, but the first time he's been tossed without even pitching. The last time he got ejected was 7 years ago at Yankee Stadium, while he was with the Red Sox. A detail I find fascinating is how these moments seem to follow him, especially in high-profile games. It's like there's this underlying narrative of Sale being at the center of controversy, whether he's on the mound or not. What makes this really interesting is how it connects to a bigger trend in baseball. We are seeing more and more games decided by these technical calls, and it's sparking debates about whether the rules are too strict or if umpires are overstepping. Personally, I think it's a fine line. The game needs structure, but when these calls overshadow the actual play, it feels like something's off. So, here's my closing thought: baseball is a game of inches, and sometimes it's the smallest movements, like a twitch of the leg, that can change everything. This situation with Sale and the balk call isn't just about one game or one call, it's about the tension between tradition and technicality, between the human element and the rulebook. What do you guys think? Is this call fair, or is it taking the focus away from the game itself? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. Catch you in the next one.